Hey guys, deadbydawn93 here, back to do a review. The movie that I'm going to be reviewing is the shot-on-video gorefest. I guess you could call it a cult classic. I really think it is. It's one of the most recognizable shot-on-video horror films. But it's Olaf Ittenbach's The Burning Moon. This was the DVD put up by Intervision. And basically what the film is basically about is it follows Olaf Ittenbach's character, who is basically this delinquent junkie who is basically, like I said, a juvenile delinquent. He runs around in this gang who, at the beginning of the film, there's a fight scene of him fighting this other gang, and he lives with his parents and his little sister, and from the point it begins, of course, this kid has problems. At the opening of the scene, he's trying to get a job, and the guy he's with, who I assume is the guy he's trying to get an interview with, is telling him, you're failing in class and you can't get a job here. So him and his friends basically go off and, like I said, get us into a fight. But basically, when he comes home, his mom and dad are really upset with him, and his dad pretty much just gets very abusive with him and throws him against the kitchen table and grabs him by his arm, puts his arm behind him, and you can really see how Olaf's character got to be a junkie, because his dad really seems like a very abusive character. While this is happening, you actually see Olaf have a vision of his dad being getting angry with him as a kid, playing this little game where him and his friend are tossing like nickels into this jar, and you see him getting angry. So basically what he does is that he shoots up on heroin, and he goes into his little sister's room and begins telling her these two bedtime stories. And basically from that point on, the movie just goes into a series of just extreme gore. This is probably some of the best gore effects. In any shot-on-video film. As you can see on the back, there's plenty of shots of it. But basically, he tells her these two short stories about the people that are the damned. In the first story is basically about a girl who's about to go on this date, and basically she's going on a date with a unknown to her, is going on a date with a guy that just got escaped from a psychiatric hospital, and you find out that he has actually murdered several of the doctors and nurses that are there. The gore effects are great in this movie, to an extent. Basically, there's one scene in which he's in the girl's house, and he murders the mom and the dad and the girl's mother, the girl's brothers and sisters. There's one scene where he yanks out the sister's eyeball and he makes the girl swallow it, which is pretty interesting, pretty cool. There's a shot of it right there. But the movie now, even though the special effects are great, some of the special effects are actually really cheesy. Like there's one scene where the guy is driving in a car and he ends up hitting somebody, and you can really tell it's a dummy. It's a low budget, cheaply made film, but I said it in the best way possible. It's one of the best shot on video gore films that you can find, and it's really well done for what it is. I personally preferred the second story over the first one. The second story is called the Purity. Basically about this priest who goes around and he rapes women and he kills them, and basically sacrifices their bodies to the devil. And he pretty much lives in this town. I forget what time period it is. I think it's somewhere in the 40s, but he basically lives in this village, and everybody and basically the whole town is in on it, and he's basically the town preacher who everybody looks at for God and everything, but he's really just taking people, killing them, and then basically sacrificing them to the devil. And I really like that, because I love stories that are sort of like not bashing religion, but are very much putting religion side by side. And that story to me pretty much was saying, people that you may see them as like pure people that are like perfect, are probably the most twisted people you can think of. And you would never expect a preacher to be a psychopath, or would you? But like I said, the gore effects in it, some of them are really amazing, some of them are really not. Like at one point, there's one scene where in the first story, the guy kills the father and he puts a knife right through the father's head, and it's really a good gory scene, but it also looks very cheaply made. You can tell it's fake. One of my favorite deaths is the scene in which the man who ends up I don't want to give too much away of it, but I might have to. The man who I won't say what he's done, but there's one scene where he's having this nightmare where he's in hell, and there's basically just hordes of dead bodies and dead body parts everywhere, and I guess you could say the demons, they tie him up and they put his arms back, and then they grab and they drill they get this drill and they drill through his teeth, and then they stick it through his eye socket. And then probably my favorite scene, which is right here, is when they put chains around his legs and pull him apart from his groin up, which is just such a very gory, graphic scene. There's also a scene of about that boy and he's praying, of the man that just got pulled apart, him praying to a statue of Jesus up on a cross, and then it changes to like this monkey type creature and it sets on fire, and it's a really graphic scene. But like I said, this movie has existed for years on VHS, and it's one of the, and it's, as it says on the back of the VHS, that shocked America. It's been banned in Germany. It's a German film. It's been banned in Germany for 20 years, supposedly what it says on the back. And yeah, this is this film was made in 1997. Like I said, the movie's it's done in German, but it has English subtitles on the DVD. Like I said, this is the released by Intervision. Which here's the front cover, which I don't know what it is about this, but I just love like this array of just random, just random items and random body parts on the front of this, and here's the back. A lot of people don't really like this cover, but the good thing about this release is, take this out, is that on the inside you actually have original VHS cover art. As you can see the man being pulled apart, and then the moon with the face on it. There's a picture of Olaf Ittenbach's character right there. Hope you guys can see that. Yeah. But another thing I like about it is that it's a very psychedelic film. Olaf Ittenbach's character has a lot of visions about really disturbing things. Like right before he goes to start telling his little sister these bedtime stories, he ends up shooting up on heroin, and he walks out and he looks at the moon, and it looks up and it looks like the moon has been set on fire, which is basically where the title of the movies come. It looks like the moon is burning, the burning moon. And yeah, it's lots of really crazy things like that, but anyway, if you're a fan of just really good gory films that are shot on video, not perfect movies, cheesy done, cheaply made, then this is definitely the movie to see. I'm pretty sure most people who are huge gore hounds have seen this film, but for those of you who haven't, I highly recommend The Burning Moon. One of the cheesiest, cheaply made, gory films that I've seen so far, and I could not recommend this enough. But anyway, guys, that was my review for The Burning Moon. Thanks for everyone for watching, and thanks for subscribing, and I'll see everyone later.